The 11th Hour by Benjamin Creme's Master. A Master Speaks, Volume 1, page 269. Whenever humanity is in trouble, its tendency is to do one or other of two things: to disregard all portents and signs of difficulty and to continue in blind assurance that all will be well, or to make some sudden and uncalculated leap into an opposite direction. For some time, despite all signs of danger, men have opted for the former, closing their eyes to the obvious breakdown of their institutions and misuse of resources, and ignoring the warnings of learned men of drastic consequence. They have blundered on, risking the lives and well-being of humanity as a whole. Gradually, however, it has dawned on many that the future is bleak indeed, that no special preservation surrounds the human race, that without major reorientation, the race of men is doomed to extinction. More and more, this truth dawns on the population of a world in peril. Now, at the 11th hour, men begin to tackle the manifold problems which await their concern. At last, governments take seriously and heed the warnings of planetary dislocation, which for long they have ignored. At last, they see the dangers of the burgeoning population amid ever-reducing resources. At long last, they recognize the international nature of the many problems and the need for cooperative action in solving them. A new sense, too, of urgency informs this late approach and augurs well for the planet and the race. Into this more favorable situation, the Christ can now emerge. Behind the scenes, he has for long pointed to the newer, better way. Now, in full view, he can add his voice to the growing clamor for redirection. Under his stimulus, men will with vigor create the conditions which will enable humanity to live in peace. Thus will be transformed this threatened planet, and thus will begin the ascent of men. Soon, Maitreya will provide sure proof of his presence and call for a concerted effort to save this world. Through major television, his words will resound. His message of peace through sharing will galvanize all those whose hearts are pure and challenge the existing institutions to change. One by one, the decaying structures of the present will fall before the logic of human need and sanity. The greed and corruption of the past will give way to the fresh air of manifested good, and in growing numbers, men will gather around the herald of the new, the arbiter of the future blessed time. Soon the world will awaken to the reality of its predicament, and turning to Maitreya, will seek his counsel. That wise counsel will not be withheld.